Well guys, it's Friday and we're back working on the 6.7 Firebird today. And today's the day we're going to remove these fenders and get this kind of stripped down. We'll leave it ready to core in for now, but we'll eventually pull that before we pull this motor out. So hope you're enjoying these videos. Remember, the shirts are on sale. There's a link down below. That would help us out a lot. Not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate that. And leave a comment if you see something, a suggestion or an idea or a tip. Please take a moment and just type that down below. So with that, let's get into tearing these fenders off the Firebird. Let's go. I want to take a moment and kind of point out what bolts we're after today. So we're going to start on the driver's side. The driver's fender seems to be the most well preserved in a sense. So the very front here at the core support, I have two bolts there that are already missing for some reason. So there's two there. This bolt and this bolt here, they hold the inner fender to the outer fender, but there's a wiring harness in between those. So I'm going to take those two off temporarily, be able to pull that wiring harness out and then put them back in. Back there you have a bolt there and a bolt there. I've already hit them all with some PB Blaster. Then in the front here, kind of down in there, there's two more bolts that hold that fender on. And then over here, down below, there's two bolts that hold the fender to the bottom. And notice we don't have that chrome piece here. So, and we have chrome around the wheel, which we'll leave that on there for now. Then that last bolt, we can see in there, right there, that bolt right here. If I can see it right there, hopefully. That needs to come off as well. Now, I believe it's Elrod's garage. He's working on a 68 Camaro. And in his video, he shows some braces down in here. And I don't see it on this 67 Firebird. So I'm going to have to dig in and see if I have something over there. Now on the passenger side, I have the two bolts that are missing on that side. However, I'm missing the two bolts that hold the lower part onto the rad support. We have them over here, but not on this side. Of course, you have this bolt and this bolt that hold the inner and outer fender together. Don't have to worry about those. And we're missing this lower bolt on the bulkhead. And of course, there's this one on the corral. Now, on this side, we're missing the wheel arch trim, but we have this side trim that needs to come off, and I believe that's just a few screws to get in there. And then of course the door, there is one more bolt back in there right there. Hopefully you guys can see that, and that needs to come out. So with that, I'm going to turn the other camera on, and it's 106 today. It's the 1st of June of 2021. And it's 106 today. This is supposed to be the high in Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm gonna run my cooler. It's a little loud, so I decided to go ahead and just give you a voice over here, and then you guys can watch, and I'll put some music on as I actually pull off that fender. Let's get this bad boy fired up. Swamp coolers work really, really well in the desert. There's no humidity. Make sure you pump it, let it run for a little bit, and then turn that bad boy on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I like it. All right, let me put this camera down and then set the other one up, and we'll get to tearing some fenders off the 67 Firebird. Just a quick note, I'm not sure if you can see, but when I pull this fender out, there are some little shims down in here, and obviously what shims were down in this one are gone because there was no bolt. That's what that bolt looks like from up here. It's a 9/16 there, and those were 13s. or not a half inch. Sorry. Now remember, there's a battery tray here that bolts up here to the radiator support. Obviously, my battery tray is missing, so there's a bolt that goes in here, and then 2 bolts that go there. My tray is missing, so make sure to grab those bolts when pulling off the passenger side. So let's go underneath and let's grab those other ones. Okay, I removed this chrome trim piece that was down here. And those are the screws that came out of it. I'm not sure if those are the right ones or not, but that's what was there. You can kind of see it. So a few little screws, and this whole piece came off. I'm missing one for the other side, so if you guys have any information, if this was an add-on or was it a factory thing, would you please comment down below and let me know if you know the details on the chrome strip that goes on the bottom of the doors. So with that exposed, let's get underneath there and let's pull those 2 bolts right there. Alright guys, so underneath here, pulled off this bolt here up front, and then this shorty one back here underneath this fender. Do those look about right, or are they oddball ones? I'll have to look those up in the catalog, and obviously I think I'm just going to order a whole new bolt kit for the front of the car. So with that, let's see about getting up into that door jamb and pulling that last bolt off. Interesting.
Yeah. It seemed like you needed someone to stand and like watch you work for a second, drinking a beer and just supervise you.
You know what?
And it's really good.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah. What's going on?
Taking the whole front end down.
Yeah. Just piece by piece.
Piece by piece. I'll do both fenders today. I did the front and the hood yesterday. And next week I'll pull the rad support, and then outlet the motor. And then I'll pull the front subframe out. There's 6 rubber bushings that need to be replaced.
Alright.
And then when that's done, I'll rebuild the front suspension. So my goal is to be able to drive it, not paint it, but just drive it back to normal by the end of the year.
Nice. Alright.
So then body work next year. And these fenders, I'm gonna go below, hold them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this one that goes right there. I'll go below.
Just tell me when I'm starting with the front. You tell me when.
Go for it. That was done.
Cool. Here's your magic hardware. And just tell me when again. I got you.
Okay, go for it. Clear. Done.
There you go.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me with the cooler running, but here's what we have so far. That's dirt, dirt, and dirt. So this bolt here had 4 shims, and I found a shim down there with this bolt. So I have 1 shim and a bolt that I found in here. And what else? Went and took that inner fender off just to kind of coerce it, but you have to really lift it out. Just it can be you know, is what it is. In here, nothing there. No shims. In the door, you can now see with that bolt. The door, there is a shim in there. I'm not sure how that comes out, but we'll leave it in there for now. And down here, there's where that one goes into that subframe. And right here looks like where that bracket is. That should have been there. If you guys know anything about that bracket, would you comment down below and let me know the details on that? This looks like part of the heater core. Yeah, nope. That's a done deal there. And then some more shims fell out, and I assume that's from the door because of where they dropped. Because those bolts would have been there, but they're there, which leads me to believe maybe they were in there. Cool, all right, well, we got 1 fender off. Let's do the other. So on a side note, I was looking at the fender, and I'm wondering if this is not a reproduction, because this right here. Now that says genuine GM part. So I'm not quite sure what the heck is going on here, but we're gonna find out. And again, you know, my brother was a second owner, so who knows what happened to this car prior to that. So I went ahead and took off these 2 bolts here, not to ease with the fender, but to get the wiring harness out. So it is in there. And I'll go ahead and pull that out. But this is what came out on the other side here. that is the bottom that was not on the other fender over there. So make note of those and where they go. Those 2 bolts right there. I need to again look them up in the catalog and see what is correct. And again, if you guys know, will you comment down below if those are correct or not. And so let's get back to it and we'll pull that wiring harness out. Guys, I want to kind of give you a close-up of where those 2 bolts are right here that hold the front part of the fender on right in there. So we're going to take those 2 bolts off. Again, they were missing on the other side, but I have the 2 here on this side. So I'm going to take those 2 out right now. Okay, there was 2 bolts right there that were up in there. I just pulled those out, so we'll put those in our bucket, in our bag for fenders, and you can kind of see now she's getting there. Over here on the driver's side, there are those 3 bolts that hold the inner fender to the frame. So we're going to pull those 3 bolts out, which should free up this the driver's side fender. And this has the chrome ring on it, where the other one did not. And obviously we're missing that chrome strip that goes that way on this side. And we'll talk about this in 3 to 5 years after the statute of limitations have lifted. We can explain that. So, all right, let's get those 3 half-inch bolts out. And I think this fender's coming off. Okay, we have those 3 bolts out, and this is what they look like. And again, there are none of these on that other side, but those look like half-inch, big wide washers on those. So now let's see if we can get the fender off. Alright guys, that fender is off. Let's take a look at what we got here for shims. That top bolt is this one right here, and it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, am I counting right? 6. 6 shims there for that bolt there. Then this one over here, that goes down here, it looks like 1, 2 shims. Maybe a third. Oh, whatever that was. Whatever that was just came off, but I see 2 shims to go to that. And then right in here, that's that bracket. I guess we could have taken that off to free that up, and we might just go ahead and do that here in a bit. But kind of give you a look. And then here's our bolts for down here. That's that one that goes in there. And then this one here, looks like we had some more shims fall out. But this one here, the washer totally disintegrated. So both fenders are now off the Firebird. Well guys, here it is. That front fenders are off. The bumper is off. Now we have some fun. Next is radiator support in our next video. And then we're taking the engine in. Out she comes.